Today we're going to look at how to use Pythagoras' theorem to find unknown lengths in a 3D object. So here we've got a rectangular prism. And what we've been asked to find in the question is the length from HB. So what that is the back top corner to the bottom front corner of it. So it goes up through the prism, through the middle of the prism, and goes diagonally from bottom all the way to the top. So if you recall Pythagoras' theorem, it's c squared equals a squared plus b squared. To find any unknown, you need the other two. So if we looked at this using this triangle, so we'd have to go from here. So this triangle here, right? So you've got the bottom here, which is D. So you got the triangle D. D goes up to H. D comes across to B, across here to B, and finally B goes to H here. So this is this triangle here, D, H, H, B, D, H, H, B, B, D. So what do we know on this triangle? Do we know B to D? No, we don't. However, we do know D to H because it's the same as this side. It's the side of the rectangular prism. So C to G is 5. Therefore, this one here, the height is the same. So it's 5 centimeters. And then we're going to call these unknowns. This is the one we're looking for. So we're going to call that X because it's H to B. We don't know it. And we're going to call this one Y. Now, is there any other triangle where we know two sides? So if you look here, this width is the same as the width here. So I can also write 4 centimeters here. I know it's a bit small, I apologize. In fact, I might do it out here, 4 centimeters where you can see it. So therefore, this triangle, A to D, you got A here, it's going to D. A to D. Then you have a right angle, because this is a corner of a square of the rectangle. So right angle all the way down to B here, and then you got your side. So your right angle's here. Your right angle is right in there, because that's the base of the box, and that's on the corner on the base of the box. You know it's a 90-degree angle here. So we have A to D. We know that's 4 centimeters. We have A to B, which is 7 centimeters, and we're looking for D to B. Now we're looking for this. However, if you look at this triangle here, we already have D to B. We've already labeled it something. This triangle, D to B, is the same side of this triangle here, DB. So I'm going to use this one, because we called it D to B is the same as Y here. So now I'm going to solve for this triangle. So it's formulas is equal to A squared plus B squared. C squared is the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse here is Y squared is equal to A squared is 4 squared plus B squared 7 squared. Y squared equals 16 plus 49. Y squared equals 55, 65. Y squared equals 65. So Y is equal to the square root of 65. So now that we've found Y and we know what Y is here, now I can suddenly transfer this answer over here. So again, I'm just going to draw it out. H, B, pardon me, D, B. 5 centimeters here. Y, and so instead of Y here, I discovered that Y down here, because Y, if you remember, was the length from D to B. D to B is 60, square root of 65. Square root of 65 centimeters. Again, we use Pythagoras' theorem. So formula, step 1 is formula, substitute, solve, as you can see I did over there. Now, so formula 1, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So C in this example, I'm bringing it down X, and bring it down here X. So it's X squared is equal to A squared 5 squared plus bracket square root of 65 to be squared. So that's substitution. Finally I solve. X squared is equal to square root of 25 is 25. The square root of, pardon me, not the square root of 25. 5 squared is 25. The square root of 65 to be squared is simply 65. If you don't believe me, well, you can use your calculator. Feel free to do so. Add these two together. 70 and 20 is 90. So x squared is equal to 90. And then x is equal to the square root of 90. Using my calculator, turn it on, see my reflection. Second function, square root 90. Answer is, and I'm going to go to 2 decimal places again. So if you see a round up, 9.4, and then I'm going to round this one up because it's a 6, 5, or however you round up, 9. So my answer is x equals 9.49. And then here all along we've been using centimeters, 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 centimeters. So hopefully you can see the logic here and the step. Basically you use Pythagoras' theorem to find the unknown length of one of the diagonal across the base first. And then once you have the diagonal across the base, you're able to add that to this triangle because that is essentially the diagonal across the base. You've got your height, and then you just use Pythagoras' theorem again to find the unknown. So you just use it twice. The tricky part can be at the beginning, deciding where the right angle is, etc. It might be good to actually have a physical shape of a similar one or a box in your house and be like, okay, where am I going with this? I would highly recommend that if you find it difficult. Otherwise, you can just watch the video a few times. Hopefully it helps. Take it easy.